I think they don't have voice prop. So we need to do A, B, C, and A, B, C, D, E separately on the consent agenda tonight, or do you want
I mean, so all of that can be,
done at once?
yeah, that pay application just needed like
Needed to be,
looked at as, yeah, so I just figured if it was not within the monthly.
okay.
Whatever, but otherwise it can all just be passed as the consent agenda.
Well, it's 6:30. Let's go ahead and get the meeting started. The roll call.
Travis Kramer.
Here.
Scott McCorney.
Here.
Jeremy Hansen.
Here.
Jason Weasey.
Here.
Paul Kraus.
Here. Open Meetings Act is posted on the wall. Item 4, consent agenda. The only one that is out of the norm is the approval from JEO's pay application for Graham Construction in the amount of $757,606. I was talking to Kate. I was actually surprised they didn't ask for anything last month, so they're probably, I would say they're over 50% of the project when you done.
I think at the meeting they said 40, what was it, Kate? 42%?
42, yeah, that's about right.
40.
I think that's.
We're right at 49%, guys.
49 right now.
Yep. All right, so it sounds reasonable to me. So unless somebody wanted to consider any of those separately, I would say we can take a motion for the consent agenda, including items A through E.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. If there's no further discussion, let's vote on that motion.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye. Item 5, approval of minutes from the July 15th, 2024 regular board meeting and the August 12th, 2024 special board meeting budget planning.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 15th, 2024 regular board meeting, as well as approve the minutes for the August 12th, 2024 special board budget planning meeting.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second for the approval of the minutes from the July 15th and August 12th, 2024 meetings. There's no further discussion. Let's vote on that motion.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye. Item 6A, discussion and possible approval of quote to replace auditorium windows.
Still don't have the one in. Yeah.
I'll give them a call this week, see where they are on that. Find out,
All right,
tell them that we need to have that done by the next board meeting, hopefully, or not, doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Billed out at least, but
Mhm.
it is actually billed out, we paid half the invoice, or paid the other half. That is, hopefully by next board meeting, it's in.
That's in, and then we move forward with it.
all right. Item B, discussion about fence regulations and possible first reading of ordinance 681, amendment to ordinance 391.
So the yellow's the only new part.
Sorry, I was reading a chat in the Zoom. So we were talking about swimming pools, and taking that part out, and then discussing that like international swimming pool code. So this is just a draft, but I added letter C there that's highlighted, and then G would essentially we create an ordinance or code for swimming pools and fences, and then G would just reference to that code whenever we have that established and approved and whatever. So this will just kind of that. This will just like old business until we get the swimming pool thing sorted out.
So we can start on this ordinance. Or do we have to have the AMC number in there?
Yeah, we would need to have.
I guess we have to have,
Yeah.
whatever. Before we just.
Like microphone's on. Yes,
It says they're on.
Jason heard us.
John is the one having trouble?
Yeah, move Barry.
John, does it help if we speak up?
He's not. Jason heard us.
I can hear you plain as day.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, then it would be on John's end and not on our end if the other person.
okay, so we need to look in the attachment, look at the,
Yeah, so later on in the agenda is looking at the International Swimming Pool and Spa Code, that well, we're talking about last board meeting.
so should we table this till we talk about the
I mean, yeah, because we've got to, I mean, if
Okay.
this is like what you want.
table item B under unfinished business until we talk about the ordinance or the ISPSC codes. So that brings us to item C, discussion about sidewalk at 205 North Second Street. Possible approval of a quote from Cargo's Construction for sidewalk repair. You have a quote, you got a date?
Well, I think the date from 30 days from when the curbs were poured was actually, is it Monday? I should have written that down.
But he can get in.
Last Thursday or something like
Yeah, it
that.
would have been.
So it sounds like Cargos can get in though soon.
I haven't talked to him. I'm not gonna tell him to come in here if you guys don't approve it. I mean, it looks like he started. You want me? I can call Terry tomorrow and say, if you're not gonna have this done by the end of the week, I'll get him in here to do it. Or just have him do it. I don't think they're gonna come over tomorrow and do it by any means. And I don't know how you stop him from working in the meantime,
We gave him time.
but I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I'd stop him from, if you can't. I don't know. It looks like he's
Yeah, he's made progress.
made progress, but it's not done.
No,
I mean, I could throw in I'm calling him today. Or
I would call and get a date from Cargos when they can be there and tell them that's when they're coming to do it.
if you,
We've already given him enough time, I believe.
that would take an approval under the condition that he can get in there. I mean, that you can approve it. I don't know how you can read, I don't know how you do that. Let's put it that way.
I know.
I mean, you could approve it conditionally that the work isn't performed within a week.
If it isn't performed before the time Cargos can schedule to get it in, I'd say that's the time. We're already past the time
But I can
deadline.
call Cargos and say, hey, you got the job, and then he does it in the meantime.
I know.
Right.
But we can't continue to wait for him. We've already given him a deadline and he didn't meet it, so,
I understand that.
let's find out when cargoes can do it.
Okay.
And tell Terry that's when they're coming to do it. And if he decides he wants to do it before then, I guess we'll have to cancel cargoes and if we have to pay him some kind of a scheduling fee or something.
So this bid says remove concrete and pour.
It does, so that's what I mean, the bid's probably gonna change anyways.
Be nice if we can get him to take away all the concrete that's sitting there, otherwise that'll be there in addition to the wood pile that's been there for 5 years. So I would like to keep that in the bid, the removal, if he's got that in there. So I'd say we would approve it up to the amount.
He's not here to defend himself, so.
Yeah, I was expecting him to be here to represent himself tonight.
I don't think we said to, as long as you're making an effort, I think we said if it's completed by this
So
date,
that, yeah, we gave him 30 days.
to be completed.
So he hasn't made it, we're gonna make plans to do it. I guess if he gets it done in between, then we deal with that when it happens. But let's make an approval. So that would be the estimate for, there's two together.
Well, the one's the full width, the other one's 8 foot.
And
I mean, it says 5 inch thick. I don't think what he's got there is 5 inches thick.
That's what I was just
I
gonna
think
say.
it's like 3.5 inches thick.
Cause he's got a 2x4.
Yeah.
Nailed to, so.
3.5 isn't nearly.
It's not near thick enough, but
Might as well do it right or.
So we should approve the estimate to 8,100.
I would say to the 11.
Or to the 12,000.
11,400. Not to exceed 11,400.
And the curb and gutter's already done.
Curb and gutters are.
Okay.
Where's that at? Cause we have 8,000.
It's the second sheet.
Oh, I got you.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
12,000 is with the
The
curb and
curb,
gutter,
yeah.
but we've already done that.
Yep.
He gets reimbursed for a little bit of that.
He gets reimbursed for four units of what we consider, 5 units of what we considered tree or damage from driving over that. And those are how much? 12 by 12?
12 by 12. At $10 a square foot. $1,400 per.
So that's gonna be roughly half of the project is gonna be paid.
Orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So then we'll be making it 12 foot wide all the way down to past the building.
All the way to the edge of the building.
To the
And then
edge of the
we'll
building.
Go back to what it was before. I think before. it was-
So this 100 foot is just getting us to the building.
Correct.
Okay.
No, yes, correct. He's got it.
Because
That's why I think we just approve it up to not to exceed 11,400. I think it's gonna be less than that probably.
Because I know we had had the conversation about whether he could make it narrower in front of his,
And I know that,
and we had said yes.
and Kate and I
This
also,
bid says 100 foot. I don't know how far the 100 foot's going, I guess.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't recall it off the top of my head.
I just want to make sure that if we vote to this, that it finishes the project.
It goes all
That's
the way
gonna-
to the first driveway into his building. I do know, I'm pretty sure of that.
And so when they come and work on this, he's not gonna come stand out in front of a Bobcat or something.
He probably will, yeah, probably.
So then how do we handle that?
we've given him a warning.
No, I
Told him
know,
we were gonna do that.
I'm just,
If that happens,
I just want to give John.
if that happens, then we call the sheriff.
It's documented in our meetings that we gave him 30 days
Yeah.
time to finish the project. And it's not like we didn't give him any time before that.
Oh, no, he's had multiple years. No, I know that.
So, and Katie even, and I have been sitting in here when she says, here's Cargo's number, call him.
Yes, I talked to him a few weeks ago,
He's
so.
willing to do the project.
Did everyone leave the meeting?
No, I don't know. There's an update to Zoom and it's not showing people,
Okay.
but there's 5 people. I don't know what it's-
So we need a motion and a second for the approval of the cargo's construction estimate up to $11,400. Property owner to be reimbursed for 5 12x12 sections.
That's on that, not more than 11,400. Okay, thank you. That's what I was responsible.
72.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 out of pocket.
Yeah.
It's all said and done.
Yeah.
If he does the job. I'll make a motion to approve, Cargo's Constructions LLC's bid for the sidewalk of 205 North Second Street. Complete the project and removal of concrete not exceeding $1,000 or $11,400.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and second for the approval of sidewalk repairs at 205 North Second Street. If there's any further, no further discussion, let's vote on that motion.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weasel. Paul Kraus.
Aye. Item D, discussion about corporate center line split between Washington County and Village of Arlington. Our lawyer's checking into who's getting paid for the lane miles. And we haven't heard back from him yet, so there's really not much to do there today. We'll keep working on that. New business, item A, streets committee report. We don't have anything new other than glad to see progress on the 8th, 9th and 11th Street projects. Looking good. Drove through there today. It looks like there's a lot of people with nice new driveways and hopefully everything keeps going well.
When we were doing the budgeting, did we decide on 1 or 2 of these signs?
2.
2?
I think we
Okay.
put in for 2.
Okay.
Jason, I know you got them two, are you to that part yet of the meeting? I know you got them 2 estimates, we should probably get a couple more,
Yep.
I got a couple sign companies I can call to.
Perfect, because there's comparable to these.
So
that'd be great.
that way we can
Mhm.
kind of
Yep,
check it out. Did you go with the solar powered ones then?
yep,
Yeah.
Okay,
yep,
perfect.
yep. Everything is on this.
Got it. Yeah, I looked through it. I looked through it today, the data. and-
Yep, it'll tell you what the price is and what the size is and all that other stuff. And then he'd also given us a discount or whatever, $235.
Do you know if there's any software pricing on it or anything? I did not see that.
So it wasn't per year, it's just a lifetime license per sign.
Okay.
And it's $275.
Okay. Is that? I
Yep,
think
it's
there's
called Street Smart.
okay. And they might use the similar stuff too, so.
Yep, it's even bolded, it says no recurring fees, it's a one-shot deal,
Perfect.
so. Yep. Thanks for checking to some other ones. This was just the one that I just did a quick Google to find out, just to get us started. I just really like the part about the data and being able to record that information.
And that sheriff, in the sheriff's office.
Yep.
That's the one that's gonna need it, probably not us. I mean, they're gonna need it more than us.
Right. And plus, we can also use it when, citizens question.
Yep,
How many
we can
people
pull
are-
it up and say,
Yeah.
there was one.
And it makes it easier for us to let Mike know that, hey, you need to patrol it, especially during these particular hours.
Yeah,
So that's why I thought it made sense. for
that'll
us to go
probably
this
be a
route.
big help if they.
That's what
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think that this would be advantageous to make them portable,
yes,
that we can move them to other places if we need to?
yes.
They might have it. They might have it for
I
them.
think they probably have stands for them.
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yep.
That way we.
Yep. Just doing it in a way in which someone can't walk away with them. That's the only thing. Cause I know like the sheriff has his. How does he make it so that someone doesn't just drive away with it? They just lock it?
They
Lock the wheels or
they lock
something?
The wheels.
Put a chain on or something?
But I mean, we could probably set something up. That would make it'd make it really hard for them to get, let's put it that way.
Sure, sure.
Whether it be, we put a sleeve in the ground and padlock it to a sleeve,
Mhm.
and then we could pull it up and
Pull
move
the
it.
post and.
Yeah,
Leave the sleeve there if we ever had to put it back.
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good. Alrighty, thanks.
Item B, streets and parks report. Looks like you've been busy this month.
No, it's the normal stuff that's coming, so. The JEO project's keeping me on my toes. We got a few things coming up here. James isn't here, but we had a couple little issues with the sewer part of it. I think we've got them hashed out. Travis and I had a meeting with Merritt, so. Hopefully we can get that all straightened out. We gotta get another little meeting on Wednesday. I don't know if you wanna come.
Sure.
So other than that, just the normal.
And we're good to go on all that lattice that needed to be repaired
Yeah,
along Bill
we got all
Street.
that repaired.
All
So
right, good deal.
if I do have some extra, if anything.
Runs into it again,
come up,
sure.
Somebody would say something, so. But other than that, the transmission fluid on that Dodge, we tried that, didn't work. We're having a problem with the transmission. It's out of warranty. I took it down to Tim to have him just look at it, kind of tell me what was, if he could put it on his computer and told him to give me a call if it was anything major. Hopefully it's just like a solenoid or something that isn't functioning properly. There's that. If you guys see anything you have a question on.
We're good on our new tree dump site. There's no,
Doing well.
Okay.
Yep. Quite the influx in debris there for a while.
right, that's what I was wondering, make sure
So
that we're good.
hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll see if the gentleman builds us a little bit more. I mean, I wouldn't blame him, but
Mhm.
we'll see.
No. All right, item C, discussion about alley behind Vets Club. Looks like you've got some rock in there. Hopefully that'll last for a while.
Yep, thanks for taking care of that, John. Appreciate
Yeah, the only other option with that would be if it continues to happen, we'd have to dig it out and maybe form some sort of a trough with concrete and try and keep it from doing it. I think there's a couple alleys in town that have that now, but I don't know how you keep it from not going beside it. You know,
Mhm.
just keep cutting somewhere, so hopefully this works. We'll keep an eye on it.
Review 1 and 6 year plan for fiscal year 2024-25. Does this have to be submitted?
So this, we just review it at this meeting and then September we'll pass the resolution. So if it
Yeah.
all looks good, we'll just keep moving forward. But they did update it, to have our projects that we're getting done. So.
Yeah, I don't see anything there. That's what we talked about. Unless anybody has any questions, we can move on.
I don't have anything highlighted for the 1 year plan, right? Everything's blue.
For the what?
For 1 year, it's all blue, so it's 6. You know what I'm talking about on the map? This is all blue, so it's all 6 year.
Yeah. I thought you had that.
We just have normal maintenance for the
It's your plan.
1 year.
So the 1 year, I think he's probably not expecting us to get. First and Bell in for repair. We were talking about milling, but milling and patching.
Mhm.
I wonder if we should try and move that to the 1 year.
That's what, yeah, that's why I didn't know if we did.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about at least cutting the
Uh-huh,
big bumps out.
Yeah.
And
yep,
doing them and then putting something over the top of it.
yep. So you might want to make a note of that with him on the first 1 year plan.
First is Bell Street for asphalt repair. We'll talk to Steve about that.
The project number,
118, 28 and 47, 49, 32. Or not 28, I'm sorry, 46. 46, 47, 32.
46, 47, 49, 32. Sorry.
Yeah, 46
And 48,
through
right?
49. And then 32 would be, no,
That's the intersection.
yeah,
I
40,
thought 18 is just the intersection.
Yeah, intersection.
Okay, so it's not the intersection, so I don't know, ask him how you would word fixing milling and major potholes along
no.
So milling and patching of,
Bell and First.
okay,
I think he called them transition joints, the main big bumps or transition joints.
So it would be 47, 48, 49.
Mhm.
And we'll probably change the wording on 46 to asphalt milling and patching instead of concrete for now.
Okay.
Is 32 still a project? Wasn't 12th Street redone there?
I'm sorry, I keep looking at 32, I mean 46. 46 will probably change
Right.
the wording from
32, we're good, isn't that what we did?
We did it, you know, we did a fix on that to get us by.
So we can remove 32 probably.
32.
Yes.
I just wrote it down today, it seems fine to me.
Mhm.
Anything? Rest of it's good? You think?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll let him know.
All right, item E. Introduction and possible adoption of resolution 08192024. Signing of the municipal annual certification of program compliance 2024. And this just goes along with the 1 and 6 year plan saying that we're,
So this is our part of getting our highway allocation funds. So we sign this resolution so that you can sign this like certification of program compliance.
Okay.
That's. So we can keep getting our.
the resolution needs to be read in its entirety.
Mhm.
So if you make the motion, you get to read.
Here's the resolution.
It would be
Page 80.
80?
right down
That's it.
after that map
That's it.
you were
Oh,
looking
there we
at.
go, okay. Make a motion to pass resolution 808192024. Whereas the Nebraska statute sections 392115, 392119, 392120, 392121, and 392520 parentheses 2 requires an annual certification of program compliance to the Nebraska Board of Public Roads Classifications and Standards, and whereas the state of Nebraska statute 392120 also requires that the annual certification of program compliance by each municipality shall be signed by the mayor or village board chairperson and shall include the resolution of the governing body of the municipality authorizing the signing of the certification. Be it resolved that the village chairperson of the village of Arlington hereby authorized to sign the municipal annual certification of program compliance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the passage of resolution 08192024 as presented. If there's no further discussion, let's vote on that motion.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason
Aye.
Weasley. Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye. Resolution 08192024 passed and adopted this 19th day of August 2024.
Okay.
Water sewer, people services report, James had an emergency, it sounded like, and wasn't gonna be able to make the meeting. Did anybody have any concerns?
I see the deadline's getting here quickly for the lead service line. Do we need to take any other action besides what we're currently doing? Kate, any idea what percent we're at?
There was only a couple more we have 52 responses.
Okay.
I'm
10%.
gonna publish what you've written up this week, Friday,
Okay.
and then probably next week, I'm just gonna have to start sending letters. So,
You wrote some on Facebook or not, I didn't pay attention, I guess.
I guess I haven't recently. I did at one point. I just didn't feel like it got any traction, but I'm gonna try sharing again. Yeah.
I'm really alarmed by these lift station closed for 3 months straight. It just doesn't seem like we've had that much rain. We need to get a handle on that. That was another $18,000 today. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Travis and I, as a committee, we have a meeting next week with People Services. So that's all we've got going right now. Item C, Police. Washington County Sheriff's Report. Did anybody have any questions or concerns?
Mike is at the Fort Calhoun meeting tonight. They were having a big meeting, I guess.
I haven't had any citizens contact me. Have you?
Yeah, that's why I don't know if we need to schedule another court license time or.
Yeah, we can do that. What day is the best day for you for those?
Oh,
I like that early morning thing. We can do
yeah,
that
I
again.
know, I like that too. You're the one on the road more than I am, so there's experience.
If you get a meeting, make sure you tell them thanks for all the patrol they're doing up by the school and helping with traffic. They're really
Are they doing a lot?
doing a good job.
Okay.
They got an officer out by doing the hand
Awesome.
and stuff.
Good.
Let them know that they're doing. a good
Thanks for
job.
telling us. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known.
Yep.
I'll shoot you an email or something. Scott, if that works for you.
Item C, discussion about a radar sign for Bell Street. We have one estimate. John's gonna work on a couple more for us. So we'll talk more about that when we have 2 or 3 to compare.
I don't know if you want to put a note on there about making it portable.
Yep. I can check with that company that you got the estimate from, see if they have any.
If they have a trailer or something. Yep, thank you.
Item D, Parks Committee Report, Travis and Jeremy. Pool's wound down.
It's draining down. I haven't even opened the drain yet.
Oh, no.
How much has it dropped? A lot?
Probably 3 feet.
Really?
Um,
Yep. It'll drop down to a
8
certain
days.
point, then it won't drop anymore. I just like to see.
I wonder if that would help us for next season if we mark that point. And know that we need,
Same point the last 3.
we need to caulk above it or something. I don't know.
I think it's, I don't know.
All right, B, monthly library report.
They didn't have a meeting.
Okay,
I only had, their private fund donations, so I just did that in there.
Kelsey Wolf has started a survey, community survey that we're welcome to share out. A lot of questions about the kind of material they have and what they could have or what they should have. So if anybody wants to fill out the survey and give your opinion on it, they'd appreciate it.
Where's the surveyor?
I'll have to send you the link or I'll get it to
They
you.
just sent it to people that they knew or what?
I have no idea. They
Okay.
just said they were starting this. I saw it today for the first time. So
Yeah, I think
I mean, it's one of those things we could put on the water bill or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Or on our webpage or Facebook page or whatever.
all right. Item E, cemetery. You guys have anything new there?
Crazy.
People are still dying to get there.
It's still dying to get in.
Nobody wants to.
Nobody wants to leave.
All right, item F, Washington County Building Permit Report. Anybody see anything there we need to address? I didn't see anything terribly exciting. If not, let's move on to the clerk report.
Um. Let's see, I feel like there's been a lot of meetings, budget meeting, planning commission meeting, regular board meeting. Comprehensive plan. Committee met. Working on that. Jake applied for the lien on alarm grant to go towards security cameras. We've been drafting the cemetery maps in AutoCAD so they can be on one map. Because they're just currently two. And also maybe somehow turn that into an online thing. Did the job descriptions, street project progress meetings, leadership Washington County. I don't know, usually.
Has there been any lots that we've had to mow or complaints of overgrown stuff lately?
Just that one south of the highway, but they saw they mowed, or they didn't get their ditch, but they mowed the yard, so I'll call her. Otherwise, I haven't heard from anybody.
What are our thoughts on Sixth and Eagle, the southwest lot there?
Yeah, those are over 12 inches, aren't they? We should probably send them a notice if there are still. I know they sprayed, it looked like they sprayed some of them, but there's.
Is it an empty lot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lawrence.
On the,
Oh. It looks like he tried to kill it. I think that,
oh,
I hope it doesn't rain a lot or else he's gonna have we should make, I don't know.
An erosion issue.
Put a silt fence up.
I know. That's what I'm wondering.
They should have some sort of erosion control out there. That's kind of what we ran into with the storage lot down below the highway. Kind of took all the vegetation out of there and it just washed the hill away and.
Have either one of you guys heard of anything about the state project going through that's supposed to be working on the curb?
I don't know if
No.
I don't know if they delayed it for a year. I have not. I didn't
must
get a
have.
hold of them.
I went to Blair today and they were doing something.
They were supposed to do this.
They were supposed to be working on
No, I know.
curb and guttering on this highway through town.
They were supposed to start with the shoulders all the way from Kenner to here, basically.
Maybe they're coming this way, I don't know. They're doing work to the shoulders and sides of the road, there's no,
Oh, that way?
out that way.
See, it's probably coming
Kenner.
this way.
And yeah, there's no curbs there, but they're probably just
Yeah.
patching the shoulders, so,
But they were supposed to do total shoulder work and the bridge approaches and everything.
okay.
So I'll call them.
Call them and see if we're on that list for,
I'll call the guy, I think I got the guy's number still from the meetings that we had. I'll give him a call.
leadership was last week. Where was that at? This time?
It was. What was it? It was Economic Development Day, so we were mostly at the chamber office. Mike Rooks gave his spiel. And then we went over to Enterprise Media Building. I've never been there. And then we went to the one across the street. I can't think what it is, communication.
Best Fire or one
Not
thousand or,
Crossfire,
oh, the other one, Great Plains?
Yes.
Yes.
We were over there. I was neat, and then back to the chamber office. And Gateway provided lunch, so Mike Rooks was answering more questions, and then Lutheran Family Services, she was there talking about the Dana College housing and things like that, and that was pretty neat. So yeah, I don't know. It was cool.
And that goes till the end of the year?
That goes, the graduation's in November, so we only have like one August, September, we have 2 more class sessions.
Have you been pretty happy with it so far?
Yeah, I liked it, and I've, met a lot of people, connections, whatever, so.
Good.
Cool. They do their best to get me gluten-free lunches. They try to feed me. Good enough.
You know, it's getting a lot easier. I have a family member with issues with that too, and it surprises me how many more choices there are once you start looking.
Right.
Not probably enough for
No,
everybody that
really,
needs it, but. Item C, discussion and possible approval to submit a 60-day notice to the APS and Washington County Fairgrounds not to renew baseball complex interlocal agreement. And you've talked to the.
I talked to the school board president.
Yeah.
And let him know kind of where we're sitting. And he was gonna let administration know. We have not, attended any of their meetings, but we talked about maybe sending one letter to let them know that next month we'll be voting on it and go from there. So.
So at this point, we want to vote on having a discussion next month so that they can come.
Yeah, if they want it, and then gives them the opportunity, but
Okay,
It's an old business.
so we don't want to submit a 60-day notice yet.
We want to invite them to.
last time you kind of talked that you wanted to give them that opportunity, so.
Just trying to do some math here. We don't take it over, well, obviously we finished this year out. We wouldn't take it over, again, the maintenance part of it until Memorial Day of next year.
Right.
So if you do the timeline 60 days from Memorial Day, so we don't start maintaining. But they're also gonna do spraying and stuff that actually, I've never seen a bill for the city scene.
For spraying, no. I've never seen both of them.
The other thing you have to hash out is your utilities.
It's the utility part, yeah,
Is it just OPPD?
And water.
and water.
But do we meter it?
You'd have.
Is there a meter down there?
You could meter it.
So if we're not gonna sign into the agreement, then we do have to meter it and we have to start to bill them just like we would bill the fairgrounds, right?
Yeah.
But they come to the next meeting.
Okay.
That would be my guess, because that would be, when they find that out, I would think they would probably be like, I don't know why we wouldn't do any mowing for it then. If we turn it over, right? No, I know, but if we turn it over
If
though.
we turn it over, I would.
And we wouldn't.
I wouldn't think we would.
There's a minimal amount of mowing. We mow the.
No, I know you do the outside, so, yeah.
We
Because
must.
the fairground does the outside,
Yeah, there's.
I mean, it's supposed to.
So put this on next month's discussion. All right, let's find, discussion and possible ordinance to adopt 2018 International Swimming Pool and Spa Code Book section. We want to adopt just a section on fencing probably is what we want to do, don't we?
I mean, yeah, so it's up to you guys. It's a huge book. I also printed out a couple things for you guys. One was the ordinance from Skylar. They're like in ordinances. I was reading through it and it's really like all the key points, I think, of what we're looking for. And then stapled behind it is a letter from the county from 2 years ago about, I don't know what they're wanting from us. I did reach out to the county about permitting. I haven't heard back.
Well, I think we pass 100-page code that Washington County follows, that would cover us. I know there's no concerns about that probably, right?
So if we adopt this code, the 15009, that would cover the fencing on your first page.
Oh, right, yeah, if we created the same ordinance, yeah.
Then I don't know what we need to put in our manual to say you need to go to the county to get your pool inspected. Do we need to issue a permit?
So that's what I asked the county, because they are wanting, or according to this letter from 2 years ago, they're wanting building and electrical permits. However, they're not even doing electrical permits, it's through the state now, so I don't know if that's changed. But I was asking them, is that just like permanent pools? Because there's a lot of people in town that just put up, you know, temporary, like they're 4 or 5 feet tall, but you know, they just do it for the season and then take them down. So like, do they need a permit every summer? Whatever, I was just trying to get clarification on that, and like, do they want us to do a zoning application with swimming pools? Like, I don't know, I was just wanting.
Since we're responsible for the zoning, they,
Right, I just like,
yeah,
does a zoning application make sense for a swimming pool to use? It doesn't make sense. to
When
me.
we do a building permit for a house, go through the process, how that works. We do the application.
So they come to us and fill out the zoning application with the setbacks, John signs off on it, send it over to the county, they can go get their permits, whatever they need from there. But like, the way the application set up, a pool doesn't like, especially like an above ground pool just does not make sense, like unless it's attached to your deck or like you're changing the footprint of your home. It doesn't make sense to me, but, and so was the clarification I was looking for from the county, and I just haven't
Yeah,
heard. But like the building inspectors also changed since this letter, so that was also why I was wanting to know. So I guess like I was more so just looking for direction on if we want to create an ordinance that looks more like Skylar's or more like we're adopting the 2018 ISPSC. But also within that code is a lot of other codes regarding public pools as well, and I don't know if we're up to go with.
so are the majority of those above ground pools that you buy at whatever? Are they 4 feet in height usually?
I think standard is 4 feet, yeah.
There's
No.
shorter ones.
Is there shorter
There are
ones?
shorter
Like
ones.
30.
So do those-
Like,
So then those would need a fence,
right.
whereas if it's 4 foot, then they don't need a
Then
fence.
that's.
I think we're talking,
According to the Skylar one, I don't know what the,
with the.
International code
On
is.
top, they're shorter.
That's tough. Isn't the international code the same, Travis?
Yeah.
is the international code on here.
Yeah.
And part. What
Yeah,
page is it there?
52 is the 701 storable pools. Yeah, there's a lot in this.
Right,
So it might be easier going with Skylar's example.
so this 15009 that Skylar references is not a number out of.
that's just their municipal code.
So we need to
Copy and
find,
pasted.
what would be handy is if we could find the international code number that corresponds with their fencing and see if it's the same.
Well, I don't know that they adopted I don't know that they have the international code, if that makes sense. This looks like it was an ordinance passed in 1978 from Skylar, so. And they're also following a state statute. I don't know. It says 1972 code. I don't know.
We addressing just fencing now? Is that, I mean,
For sure.
that's how this started.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the fencing,
Because
Right.
this started with fencing permits,
right?
which we don't do.
And really. The swimming pool code doesn't necessarily affect the
And-
fencing code.
No, and that's
They have nothing in
why,
there and
right, and that's why like. this ordinance, 681, I just put at the end for regulations regarding fences around swimming pools, refer to Arlington Municipal Code, and then what a new ordinance we come up with. Because this will be a new code, so we don't have this yet, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
When Chris was there, he talked about how he was, we already had it in place and he was supposed to inspect any pool that went in.
Oh, really?
Because that was based on what Washington County was doing.
How do they know?
Well, that's the problem. No one pulls a permit for a portable pool
Right. and
unless we have something that requires them to do so. So that's almost part of the, if we're gonna adopt something, we almost have to say, if you're putting in a portable pool, you must have a permit. Like,
So Fremont's, I'm just looking at theirs,
Yeah.
it's anything that has more than 24 inches of water
It's a fence or.
is what is classified as a swimming pool.
That's depth.
Yeah. And then they talk about the barrier has to be 72 inches. Can't have any openings in the barrier. It's pretty similar to what Skylar has.
So we really need to come up with the fence ordinance before we can come up with,
We need the pool thing sorted out. And then we can amend our fence regulations.
so you've got item G highlighted for regulations regarding fences around swimming pools referred to AMC. AMC means what?
Arlington Municipal.
Okay. So we're gonna have to come up with the code for those fences.
For the swimming pool first,
Swimming pool.
before we could approve this, because.
Do we wait? Do we wait till we come up with that? To adopt the changes to ordinance 681, or do we move forward with the locating lot lines portion
Well,
today?
I mean, I guess our discussion last month was that we didn't want to move forward with 681 until we had the swimming pool fence sorted out. And so that's just. I don't know, those are my.
So
thoughts.
could we take this, the Skylar's code, and put that into our code?
Yeah, we could create an ordinance based off theirs. It's gotta have a new code number, because we obviously don't have this, so,
So we would have to send that to our lawyer
I mean,
and get that adopted first before we could adopt it into that, right?
right, yeah,
Okay.
so like next month I could study all this ordinance. If
Does
that's what we wanted to do.
Does anybody have a problem with the rules from Skylar on their enclosures?
Did our attorney have sample language from other municipalities that he works with?
I guess on A, what is the actual suggested height of the fence? Is 48 the standard? Because
Not less than 4 feet.
Because Fremont's 72 inches, that's 6 feet.
yeah,
So that's, I mean,
yeah,
that's-
4 feet's not very tall for, that's
a lot of people can jump 4 feet.
right.
Yeah.
What's the ones that are?
I would say, what's the fence around our pool? We want to make sure that we have.
Is that,
we're covered.
that's 7 feet? Yeah, let's. Oh, now you gotta buy a new fence.
It's 8.
All of you, well,
Mm-hmm. Is there barbed wire on it? Yep. Some of them do have barbed wire on them. So that's why I didn't know.
I'm sure that would be a lot.
Do you think 4 feet is high enough for a residential pool? No?
I don't know what the,
I don't, from a safety perspective, I mean, if we're doing it in order to make sure
People are saying.
people are not
So,
getting,
so what's
over
your
the
number?
fence.
Is your number 6 feet?
ask our attorney for sample language. If he doesn't have it, then why do we have him as our attorney?
Let's do that. I like everything in here. I like the fact that it exempts anything under 18 inches because that keeps your kiddie pools out,
Mhm.
and that's probably okay.
Let's think about pools in town right now, so most of them. Probably in fenced backyards, they're probably all right.
Well, most people's backyard is only a 3 or 4 foot fence, so. It may not meet our new
Let's
rules.
take, for instance, my backdoor neighbor Stan, he has one. I mean, I thought the last meeting, we thought the wall of the pool was so high, so we were worried about it. That's all true, or
What's his fence though?
he doesn't have a fence,
Oh.
but. We're saying if the pool is so high, they have a removable ladder, I
Mhm.
mean,
As long
we
as,
saying that's good or not?
this says that it would be okay.
I think you'd have to stipulate a certain.
As long as the pool is above the ground and the sides of the pool are over 4 feet high, all ladders or entrances to the pool shall be in a raised or locked position when the pool is not in use, and then he would be covered. That's letter E, right? We have to decide if 4 foot is okay. And I don't know what a standard pool when you go purchase it at Costco is or what. I don't know what those are. Let's see what we got.
I think
This is why we got stalled on this last time.
Yeah, we installed on this a couple of years ago, I think.
All right, here we go. Coleman Powers.
So how? far do
16
you
foot,
think
10 foot,
it's
42
above the
inches.
ground? 4 foot.
40.
Oh, yeah, it's,
It's a number I kind of.
I mean, yeah, it's,
So it says in this
Some
ordinance that the
52,
house can be
Some are
one side of
52.
that. The house won't work.
Looks like
but I
several of
don't
these
know
are
if-
52,
if a
48.
4 foot raise or,
This one
you
looks
know,
like it's kind
4
of,
foot height off the ground is enough.
that's not the average. The average of these is
so you'd be covered under.
4 foot.
Majority of our pools in town would be covered under E.
Thanks.
Or over 4. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yes, a lot of it. So there's,
Yeah, that works for me.
yeah, most of them
You
are
can lock his ladder
52,
and take it
48.
out,
Yeah,
and he's about 4 feet, probably. I mean, here,
so I just
lock the
felt-
ladder.
if it's only 4 feet off the ground, what's the difference between that and the 4
4
foot
foot
fence?
fence, correct.
But, you know, where do we want to draw the line on 4 feet on them raised pool
So
or?
like this one's 30
I
inches.
I personally could
So then they'd have to
not
put a 4
Over
foot
it.
fence around it.
pool altogether. So,
I think to Jeremy's point is what he's trying to say is, if you have a shorter pool in your backyard. Like a 30 inch, you obviously need a fence and you want it taller than 4 foot, because a little kid could climb a chain link fence and get over that. They're not gonna climb the side of a pool more than likely, but a chain link fence. I think my son was climbing chain link fence at the age of
Right.
2,
Three,
I mean,
yeah, 2,
3,
3.
getting over the top of it.
Hmm.
Now a pool, I don't think he could have pulled himself up into a pool like Scott says, but
No, 4 feet, no.
I think you could keep that E in there, but you could make your fences around. Say like if you had a deck with a pool. Accessible off a deck.
That's not as easy to scale as a fence.
Well,
What
a
you're
deck, you could just walk right up. I mean, if you got a fence, fix the
Yeah.
fence around it, no, you can get in.
Everybody's getting it. Yeah.
Or a gate on your deck. But there again, your railings are only 36 inches tall. Most of the time they're up, it's hard to put a 6 foot railing in.
Let's see what Steven says about the fence height. See if
Okay,
he's got an ironclad, see if he can draw us up an ordinance that we can all agree on, or we can put a number in next month.
okay,
Let's do that.
remember, yeah.
Have him draw us up something that we can approve as the new standard for
similar
the town.
to this.
And then we can decide at that time what number, if he doesn't have a number that he recommends.
Sound good.
And then we can go back and approve the ordinance about
Yeah.
lot lines.
Be our final table of that situation.
Well, so.
Fingers and toes are crossed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm just curious if insurance, I'm just curious insurance wise.
I don't know.
If there's a
That probably varies,
recommendation
that
from-
probably varies from company to company.
And that probably doesn't matter from our end, right?
Is it just, that's what I was wondering about this, me, myself, personally. When you put this in place, what is the compliance? I mean, what is that, does it, I mean, what are we accomplishing? Who's monitoring it? And if they don't comply by it, what are the consequences? Can you put that in the resolution like non-compliance?
I mean,
May
this one's
result
the
in-
NLP, C, and then they reference something. They also say the requirement shall be applicable to all new family pools here and after constructed, other than indoor, which shall apply to all existing pools, which have blah, 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 whatever. I don't know. I also need to.
We have ordinances that have a fine attached to them. Ask Stephen, this would be an ordinance that applies to those if they're,
Yeah, we want it to be. I guess it's just
ask him about that portion too.
whatever.
Any other questions or directions on this? All right,
Omaha has applications for above ground and in-ground pools. Interesting.
You done?
Omaha, before beginning construction of a private residential or family above ground pool. Depends if it is greater than 24 inches. If it's greater than 24 inches, the following is required. They have to turn a plan review fee for $43, complete the application that shows shape, dimension, capacity, fencing requirements, what type of fence, enclosure, wood, PVC, chain link, wrought iron, what the height is. So the 48 inches or higher is what is required in Omaha.
Hmm.
Pool barrier minimum must be 48 inches.
Fair.
Openings in the fence must be 4 inches or less.
IBC and ISPSC, both codes say 48 inches.
Okay.
So we're probably
So it's
good
just
if we're
the
saying
standard.
big.
That's the state. That's good to know. And the bigger question is then do we require a permit so that we can,
There is.
So you can monitor.
so there
it.
is a fine if you don't do it, if there is a, right, like if that's what we're doing. You almost need to be able
well,
to
if
inspect
Washington
it.
County is requiring a permit, then why can't we
Why can't,
Permit.
do whatever they're doing?
yeah, it adds
Yeah,
a
whatever
building
the permit
permit
is.
for. And that, I guess that's the other question is like, okay, so. On all of our stuff, are we just following Washington County or do we need to have in our stuff?
Yeah.
These are the ones that we're following,
Yeah,
cause I'm sure we haven't approved. NEC code, we haven't improved the, like, we haven't, as a village, done that.
Adopt.
We are just going off of the county. So I guess the question is, what's that relationship and do we need to figure it, you know?
Right, because in that letter, they did say there's an interlocal agreement that we will
Right,
do whatever.
before we start, and maybe we already have that in place with
Yeah.
them and we just need to say. Hey, you need to get a permit for pools and fences and the county should be taking care of it. Based on our interlocal agreement.
Maybe.
So now do they patrol it then? And I don't want to drive around town. all the time.
Right.
I mean, are they gonna come over to town and patrol it?
And double check.
I don't, wait, if somebody's doing work, I don't go around and say, oh, did you get a bullet?
Did you-
Get a bullet?
I completely understand, right? Yeah, and we
so
don't,
it's gonna be patrolled the same way our building permits are now.
Okay.
It's gonna be,
right,
hey,
Unless they get turned in by a neighbor or something.
or something like that, then,
A nuisance complaint.
or a nuisance, yeah, or a
Right.
nuisance complaint, this, that, like.
Okay.
But then it should go to the county, because that's what, our interlocal agreement.
That's what we're paying.
That's what we're paying, right? That's the agreement we have with them. And I know some things have changed over there, so I mean,
Maybe it's different,
maybe
right?
now's a good spot to look at that and double check to see how that is all set up.
Right. Makes sense.
All right, so we're gonna table. Ordinance 681 until next month. We're gonna see if the county has fencing ordinances that we have to use for pools. Otherwise, we're gonna draft our own roughly based off of that Skylar one. And see what Stephen would recommend changing from there.
Yep.
Item E, discussion and possible approval of agreement for budget prep services by Rick Ormeyer CPA for the 24-25 budget. That would be everything on here.
Oh, yeah, it's printed. Sorry, she just got it to me today.
So I make a motion to approve Rick Ortmeyer's presentation as presented. Budget preparation services for the 24-25 budget year.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for approval of agreement for budget preparation services by Rick Ortmeyer, CPA for a fiscal year 24-25 budget. If there's no further discussion, let's vote on that motion.
Jason Reese,
Aye.
Travis Kramer,
Aye.
Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen,
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye. Item F, discussion and possible approval of resolution of 0819-2024A village clerk treasurer job description.
And this is what you drew up.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there one for the assistant then or no?
Yeah, there's two there.
There's two.
Okay,
Resolution A and B.
sorry.
You're good. Figured if we were drafting these, we can amend the
Yep,
handbook.
I don't think I got a copy of the. I just got the one for you. I didn't get the one for.
I'll share with everybody.
I was just curious, like what, like if there's line by line differences or. Thanks, Kate. Does the title need to be village deputy clerk treasurer? Does it just need to be clerk?
No, I'm just the treasurer. He's just deputy clerk.
That's a lot of reading. Better read out loud.
This list,
Stay as presented though.
what did you do to create this list? Kate, did you ask someone? Did you research it or you just made a list of what you do?
We made a list of what we do, but then, we had like some samples found online and.
Okay.
And whatever, and just, and also looked at what we have now
Sure.
and just all of that created this.
Okay.
I think this is a good start. And if we want to amend these at a later date, we certainly can. I don't know that we would, I mean, if things change the way we're doing software or whatever in the office. I like that, I mean, I think they're complete today. But the scope always seems to change. I mean, there's things that change,
Right, I mean, like, and it was
the way we do.
really outdated, like what was in there now for the clerk was really not applicable anymore, so I don't know, I mean, it changes, but I think that's just kind of the nature of this job. Everybody just does it a little bit different.
Anybody feel like reading out loud?
Read the whole thing.
Unfortunately, that's the way resolutions are supposed to be done. Read in its entirety. Don't forget the back page.
Kate, am I seeing anything for the grants under the, maybe I'm missing it, for the village clerk treasurer? I know on the deputy, it has search and apply for grants when needed. I don't know if you want to put something in terms of like oversee search and application for
I mean, I
grants,
put oversee deputy clerk and duties performed.
right?
I mean, yeah, I got that.
I'm just throwing that out there. What are your thoughts around that? Because that sounds like that's a big thing to search and apply for grants when needed. I mean, that could be a big task or job. So that's why I don't know if that should be the deputy or if that should be yours. And then the deputy can assist with search and apply for grants when needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine.
I know you and Jake are gonna work together on it, but I'm just
Right, yeah, I just,
for putting something in.
it's fine.
Guys have thoughts on that or?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, okay.
But we
then I'll
talked about
amend.
sending Jake 2 classes
Yeah.
for that, right?
Yep.
Well, then I'll.
It is where it is. We leave Jake's description. where
Well, we talked about putting assist and not whatever, so, I
And
think,
then under the clerk, you could just put oversee search and application for grants.
right,
And then the deputy would do search and apply for grants. Would that make sense?
So let's just add oversee search.
Oversee search and application
Search and application for grant.
for grants.
Just add that to the bottom of page 1.
Yeah, does that make sense? Does that work for you, Kate?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 08192024A. A resolution of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska Board of Trustees to amend the employee handbook of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska in order to adopt and update job description for the village clerk treasurer as set forth in chapter 7, whereas the trustees of the Village of Arlington have recommended article 7.1 of the employee handbook be amended to update the job description of the village clerk treasurer. Now therefore it be resolved by the chairman of the board of trustees of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska, that the village clerk treasurer, section 7.101, description of work performed daily, weekly, monthly, and annual responsibilities to ensure the interests of the village are promoted. This is a regular full-time position, is eligible for fringe benefits, section 7102, duties, examples of work. Meet the public by phone, email, or in person, answering their questions and giving assistance. Requested attended meetings of village board of trustees and record minutes. Per agendas and packets for board meetings. Per agendas and packets for planning commission meetings. Meet deadlines of publishing meeting notices and minutes per state statutes have knowledge of. And be able to create municipal ordinances and resolutions, perform monthly utility bill duties, perform accounts payable duties, perform biweekly payroll duties, file new hire paperwork as required, maintain personnel and retention records, enter monthly sales tax payment, complete move in and move out requests as needed, oversee search and application for grants. Assist public with zoning applications, report work orders to street parks commissioner, maintenance and or water and sewer operator, obtain annual treasury hours, oversee deputy clerk and duties performed, having a working knowledge of office software and applications, section 7103, experience and qualifications, high school education or equivalent, 1 year of public service or clerical experience in municipal government preferred, valid driver's license, knowledge of modern office practices and procedures, ability to prioritize a variety of clerical tasks, ability to communicate effectively in both oral and written form, ability to think critically.
Do we have a second?
Second it.
We have a motion and a second for the passage of resolution 08192024A. If there's no further discussion, let's vote on that motion.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Paul Cratz.
Aye. Can anyone read faster than that?
That's pretty fast.
That was pretty fast.
That's pretty good.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution 08192024B. A resolution of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska Board of Trustees to amend the employee handbook of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska in order to adopt a new job description for the village deputy clerk as set forth in chapter 7. Whereas the trustees of the Village of Arlington have recommended Article 7-12 of the employee handbook be added to be added to provide a job description for the village deputy clerk. Now therefore be it resolved by the chairman and the board of trustees of the Village of Arlington, Nebraska, that the village deputy clerk, section 712101, description of work for the village clerk treasurer and performing daily, weekly, monthly, and annual responsibilities in the absence of the clerk be available to perform any duties that may be required. This is a regular full-time position as eligible for fringe benefits. Section 71202, deputies examples of work, attending meetings for the village board of trustees and taking minutes in the absence of the village clerk, performing utility billing duties as needed in the absence of the village clerk, perform accounts payable and payroll duties in the absence of village clerk, meet the public by phone, email, or in person, answering these questions and giving assistance as requested. Perform accounts receivable duties, including posting receipts and making deposits to the bank, maintain cemetery records and assist with plot sales, maintain record of and permit ATV, UTV, golf carts, schedule auditorium, community room, park shelter rentals, and provide tours as needed, obtain board meeting packet materials as needed. Search and apply for grants when needed, prepare reports as needed, have a working knowledge of office software and applications, assist clerk with any other duties as delegated. Section 71203, experience and qualifications, high school education or equivalents, public service or clerical experience preferred, valid driver's license, knowledge of modern office practices and procedures, ability to prioritize a variety of clerical tasks, ability to communicate effectively in both oral and written form, ability to think critically.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and second for the passage of resolution 08192024B. There's no further discussion. Let's vote on that motion.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Paul Cratz.
Aye. Resolution 08192024A and B passed and adopted this 19th day of August 2024. Wage ordinance discussion. Is that something we want to go into closed session for, or what do you guys?
I'll make a motion, go to executive session. Discuss ordinance 678.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to enter executive session for wage ordinance discussion. There's no further discussion. Let's vote on that motion.
Jason Weasey.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye.
Scott McCorney.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen. Paul Cratz.
Aye.